So you might have gone through the syllabus of the course. I want to know, what did you understand from the syllabus? Because yesterday we discussed about what are the things we are going to see. What is your perspective in terms of experimental aerodynamics from the yesterday's class, from the syllabus? I need answer from all of you. Please speak.
Sir, flow visualization helps us to understand the flow around the objects, sir.
Okay. What are you going to do with that, Sanjeev?
Sir, if we understand the flow, we can easily design according to the flow, sir.
Okay.
Sir, measurement of
measurement
of practical measurement of physical quantities.
Okay, practical measurement of physical quantities means
Sir,
we
learn about wind tunnel, its calibration, and how to do measurements in wind tunnel, about test section and all.
What are you going to do with that, Sanjay, with the wind tunnel measurement? What are you going to do with that?
Sir, we can know how we will be producing the situation in wind tunnel as such in the atmosphere, and we'll use a scaled down version of the suppose aircraft we want to test. Then that will place it in the test section, and we'll do the measurements.
Whether will it give you a real time results if you are going to have a scaled down one?
Yes, sir.
How are you saying that?
Sir, approximately we'll get an idea, sir.
Is it so?
So maybe after that, maybe after we get that, we can compare it with CFD results and all that.
See, basically, whatever the result, the CFD results we are going to get, you have to verify only with the help of whether your data, your competition data, right or wrong. You can figure it out with experimental data. Basically, if you look at your CFD, it's like a black box. If you are going to put a garbage inside, you are going to get a garbage outside. That's all. It's all our what are you going to define? So that you are going to get it from your experimental or a theoretical perspective. Okay, what are the governing equations? Those things you are going to put it inside. So for the particular domain, your computer is going to solve the discretize this domain and solve the situation. That's all. We can't compare the we can't verify the experimental results with the CFD results. Maybe verification of further details of your experimentation you can absorb it from CFD. Okay. Yes, sir. Please. How are you saying that your data you are going to get it from a scaled down model to a real prototype? How are you going to compare? What are you doing it in your wind tunnel?
Sir, wind tunnel is basically a simulation of free stream air, sir.
Okay.
Can control the speed of the air, then and then we can compare it with the flight speed or something, sir.
You are giving answers, but still I need some more refined answer. We don't want to talk something in terms of layman point of view. We want to talk as an engineer. Yes,
sir. We can get a better clarity about flow over an airfoil.
Okay. Some more. What are you doing in the wind tunnel? Niveta, speak, sir. Niveta, Krishnamurali.
Sir?
Yeah, any answer, sir?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the wind tunnel, like Sanjeev said, we are trying to simulate the real-time flow. So if suppose we are constructing and we are designing or constructing an aircraft of some kind, we can create a scaled down version of that and simulate the conditions that aircraft will be subjected to in the atmosphere and get an approximate picture of how the flow will be going around the aircraft.
Yeah, very good. So the word, the real-time flow situation, that's going to be a matter over there. So all of you are mentioned about that. Okay, you are going to get. the real-time flow situation over a body, we are going to simulate it in your wind tunnel. So, and you are going to measure it in the case of your wind tunnel. It's good, good. So now, okay, we are going to have a next question, my next question. So, you told me, okay, you are going to have a scale down model, you are going to fix it in the wind tunnel, you are going to measure your whatever the physical quantity as mentioned by Vignesh, okay, or Sanjeev told, okay, we are going to get a flow features, or Sanjay, okay, you told all those things, okay, you are going to get a flow over an aerofoil, flow over a wing, okay. How are you going to relate your scale down model to a real time prototype? You might have studied in your mechanics of fluids related to that.
Sir, based on dimensional analysis.
Some more, sir. Some more. Dimensional analysis, you are going to get a sum, okay, parameter, you are going to define that. But for example, if you want to have a Reynolds number relation, okay, you are going to use dimensional analysis, and you are going to use a Buckingham theorem. You are going to get your CD value or lift value, drag value in terms of a formula. What are the parameters are going to be taken? It's good. Okay, but I need some more.
Sir, the pressure distribution and all that.
In the measurement process, we will be taking non-dimensional constant values. So those non-dimensional constant values we can directly apply to this original prototype, and from that we can find out the original flow fields.
Yeah, partially right. Some more. I'm looking for a key parameter that you have to know. The key thing that you have to know. It's good. Your answer is right, but I need some more in detail. You are going one step ahead. Please keep you don't want to write a detailed note, sir. Whatever the keywords that I am mentioning here, okay, that you should keep in mind. Mainly, you have to know, okay, what is your wind tunnel, what is the purpose of the wind tunnel, that you have to know. Whatever the key points we are discussing, please have a note and scribble it. It's going to be useful for you. Maybe afterwards I'll tell you how I am going to conduct the exam these times. Yes, sir. Some more. You studied in mechanics of fluids. Please don't keep quiet. Ananda Krishnan. Sivakumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are you?
Sir, I think there will be some scaling factor to convert the data.
You are coming to that. Yeah. What is that scaling factor? How that's going to be related? Sivakumar.
Yes, sir.
Nitin. Anybody? Have you heard anywhere about your geometric similarity, dynamic similarity?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
Similitude and modeling we have.
What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of studying the phenomena? Numbers, parameters. Okay, just you have studied your mechanics of fluids course. Okay, similitude. Okay, what is dynamic similarity, geometric similarity? Okay, other type of similarity also there. Just go and look at that. How are you going to relate? How are you while designing the model, while choosing the geometric shape and all? Okay, what are you going to do with that? Okay, good. Do you know what are your condition in, okay, you told a real-time flow situation, you are going to generate it in the wind tunnel. What are the possible things you are going to generate? You might have seen the wind tunnel in our lab. What are the things you are going to simulate? A real-time
Free stream flows.
free stream flow, okay. Then what else? What else you can do? Sir,
Wake
please
vortex
tell me.
patterns.
Sorry, sir. Sorry,
So,
Sonali.
the wake vortex patterns.
Wake vortex pattern. Whether you are generating in the test section or you are going to capture behind the model.
No, sorry. After generating the model, we'll see how the specific velocity or specific
Okay.
pressure drop will affect.
Yeah. Now I'm asking, okay, before keeping your model, okay, you want to create a real-time flow situation in the internal, then compared to that, okay, your atmospheric condition. What are the things you are going to generate? For example, I'm going to have a aircraft is going to, UAV is going to fly in your atmospheric environment that's prevailing in Coimbatore. I want to generate.
Yes.
I want to measure your force. Okay, yeah, please tell me, Swami Vasan.
Sir, I think the boundaries of the wind tunnel will where the flow boundary layer will be get forming in the wind tunnel, sir, inside of along the boundary of the wind tunnel. So the where the certain region will be experienced like the free stream velocity will be like 100%, sir. Whereas when we are going towards the boundary of the wind tunnel, the boundary layer of formation will be less due to that. Like what to say? The flow won't be flow won't get flow over the aircraft won't be like what we experience in the
Good. See, you are telling that, okay, your effective area of the test section you are talking about. Is it right?
Yeah, yes,
Because,
sir.
yeah, good. You are talking about the effective area. Okay. While calibrating the wind tunnel, we are going to talk about a parameter called buoyancy. Okay. So in the buoyancy, okay, we are going to measure that horizontal buoyancy and all. We are going to talk about that. So there, we are going to, in the test section walls, we are going to measure the thickness of the boundary layer, and while calculating the extruder, we'll make sure that, okay, we are going to have a boundary layer thickness as small as possible, and we'll go ahead with that. Even if it is there, we are going to extrude that while designing a model size with the help of your similitude. Okay, you have to take into account these factors. Okay, horizontal buoyancy. Okay, anything more? Good. Anything more? Your physical quantity. Sir, participate. If it is wrong, it's not a problem. You talk about that. Nitin.
Sir, to capture
online? Continue, Sanjay.
Yes, sir, to capture the flow, we can use a smoke or dye so that we can clearly visualize the flow.
Okay, sir, you are going to keep a model, you are going to talk about all those things. That's good. But prior to keep the model, how are you going to say that with what are the parameters for a real-time situation? So one, okay, I'm going to look at that, okay, as Swami was mentioned, okay, I'm going to have a measure the boundary layer thickness in the wall, and I'm going to find out the effective area. Based on that, okay.
Sir, the density of air in real time, as you go higher, density will be less. But when you test in wind tunnel, maybe the density will be different.
Okay, good. Next.
Sir, will make the flow as turbulent in the wind tunnel.
Okay, what is the necessity of making the flow as a turbulent, sir? Turbulent, or how will you coin the word? One is your density, okay, another is your buoyancy. Good, good. Bring more answers.
Since we have to simulate a real-time situation, we have to talk about altitude, density, temperature, and pressure, sir. So we have to manage in that way.
Okay. Okay, if I want to make the tunnel as a constant density, what will I do?
So constant mass flow rate.
Is it so?
So maintain the same pressure and temperature.
Okay.
Same free stream velocity.
Sorry, sir.
Same free stream velocity, sir.
Okay. See, basically these things are going to be fixed. Okay, there types of tunnels and all going to be there. Okay, in the wind tunnels. Okay, let us talk only about the subsonic right now. Okay, a closed circuit wind tunnel, open circuit wind tunnel. In the closed circuit wind tunnel, same working fluid is going to be revolved. So there you can choose a working fluid in the closed circuit wind tunnel. But the problem is what will happen over a period of time, you need to have a same working fluid is revolving around a closed circuit. It's going to get heated up, your density is going to be variant. So you need to keep a condenser unit and a cooling heat exchanger unit to recover the heat from that, maintaining the temperature as a constant. That's your closed circuit wind tunnel. But the operation cost is going to be a bit higher. Another is your open circuit wind tunnel. So every time fresh air is going to be sucked from the atmosphere, that is going to be allowed to flow over whatever the model you are keeping it over there. And the third one is open test section. The test section is going to be an open. It's not going to have any closed parts. Whatever the point mentioned by Sami was I don't want to worry about the boundary. So there, we are going to introduce a unit called a breather, or make sure that the spillage due to those things that are for controlling, they are going to use your spillage. Okay, so that we will while going for your in detail construction of your subsonic and supersonic wind tunnel, subsonic wind tunnel and its classification and all, we will talk about that more into that. So basically, if you are going to choose if you want to have a real-time flow situation, the main parameter that you have to look at that your pressure, temperature and density. And also the main thing is your turbulence level. You mentioned about turbulent flow, but we won't say that it's a turbulent flow, but we will say that turbulence level. You might have traveled in international flight and all. If you are going to fly over a certain regime of geographical location, people, there will be announcement in the cabin. Our aircraft is facing a turbulence, all are wearing a seat belts. Have you heard that? Yes or no, sir? You might have heard in the international flights and all, even in the national level flight and all, if you are going to travel in and around Madhya Pradesh and those regimes and all, you will be facing that the turbulence issues. So those turbulence level, it's basically the turbulence level is nothing but if you look at that, your velocity and instantaneous velocity with respect to time, it's not going to be a constant. It's going to be a oscillatory, like a seismic graph kind of thing. You might have seen the seismic graph. It's going to be like that. So you look at that for a x component, y component, and z component. So whatever the instantaneous perturbation, mean from the capital U bar plus U dash, that's for the U bar plus U dash, V bar plus V dash, and W bar plus W dash. These U, V, W bar, they are like a average quantity plus the U dash, V dash, W dash, we will be taking it as the instantaneous varying component or perturbation component. So from that, okay, the root mean square, they will take it, based on that they will go for a turbulence level. Because why I am mentioning all those things, okay, basically this session is going to be, we are going to enlighten you about what are we going to measure it in the wind tunnel. So we need to simulate, if you are going to simulate a real flow conditions, you need to simulate a turbulence level. And before simulating a turbulence level, you need to measure the turbulence. So there we are going to look at that. Okay, in the calibration of wind tunnel and all, we are going to talk about that in detail about these one. In addition to construction, what are the components are there? We are not going to look into that as along with the course. We are not going to look at the design of wind tunnel, but we will be looking at the each and every component of that. What are the peculiarities while designing? These are the parameters they used to consider. Okay, what is happening in the flow quality? Those things we will be looking at. Okay, the main thing that you have to simulate is your flow velocity has to be uniform within your test section. Second thing is, okay, your temperature, whatever the temperature you are going to do, that has to be, okay, fixed, constant. And the third one is important one is turbulence level. If you are going to vary the turbulence level, automatically the result is going to vary. If you want to know more about turbulence level, okay, you take first course in turbulence by Tenniges and Blumley. One book is there. If you are going into the book, okay, you are going to immerse inside. But I am not asking you to, okay, go inside the book completely. Just read first chapter alone. That too, first 5 to 10 pages alone. Don't read too much. First 5 to 10 pages. You are going to understand, complete understanding about that, okay, a basic idea about turbulence level. What are the causes? What are those things? Okay, sir. Yeah. Now, okay, I don't want to keep on continuing something. Okay. How they are capturing your yesterday we have seen on smoke flow visualization. Okay, we'll see another one more. You see this one, how the flow visualization. So basically what we call it as a tough flow visualization. It's going to talk about that, okay, where the location of your unsteadiness is going to be there, where the location of your wake formation. Okay, so those things we can see this one. Already yesterday we have seen as smoke flow visualization. these and all the turbulence. So basically this is a Schlieren visualization. Can you see that, sir?
Sir, can you play that again, sir?
Please, we have seen yesterday. If you look at that initially, what will happen? A Mach wave, motion of Mach waves and all, a V compression wave. These we discussed, we have seen that yesterday. It's basically something close to your PIV motions kind of thing. This is your simulation. Sorry. See how a two-element airfoil, okay, with that is a flap with a flap, how it is going to be your this one. And another is okay in the case of your see that over the airfoil what is happening. It's for your critical Mach number study and all. They are keep on increasing the velocity. How your whatever the form sock is moving. After the sock, what is happening? Your sock induced separation. That's why you can see a increase in wake region. Even you can see a lambda like sock pattern and all. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Any questions, sir? Any questions? Okay. Regarding your periodical exam, your internal assessment, I need to talk about that. Okay, in yesterday's class, I told I'll talk about that, but somehow I went with some other mode. Okay. So, what's your academic calendar is talking about that? Any idea? Whether they have mentioned any schedule for your periodical?
Yes, sir. Sir, 8th to 13th February they have mentioned, sir.
8th to 13th.
13th, yeah. But sir, for other courses they are saying no periodical 70-30, and only for that fuels and combustion and environmental science we have periodical sections.
Okay, I will talk to chairman, but regarding this issue in the next meeting, I'll talk about that too. chairman regarding this. Okay, so yeah, February, 8th to 13 is your period for
Yes.
next semester. Even if you are going to conduct a periodical test, it's going to be if it is a 15 marks for a periodical test, only 5 marks will be allocated for your written examination, remaining 10 marks for your viva.
Yes.
Because I had seen in the aerospace person course, and also I received complaint from other faculties. So they have mentioned to me, okay, lots of people they copy